Good afternoon, Dr. Morse Injury Experts. Let's talk about this updated report for Christian McCaffrey. It's Friday afternoon. We saw a fantastic game last night between the Ravens and the Chiefs. Now, tonight we have the Packers and the Eagles in Brazil, but everybody wants to know about Monday night's game. Is Christian McCaffrey okay to go? So yesterday we had an interesting update where it said Christian McCaffrey added an Achilles to the injury report. Now this morning, Ian Rappaport was discussing this, and he basically said that this league is becoming very strict and they want teams to be very specific with these injuries. So we assumed that he was just dealing with a calf strain, either a gastrocnemius or a soleus strain. We did not assume that the Achilles, although the calf does turn into the Achilles, was involved. Well, apparently it was involved. And that adds a little bit of a wrinkle to this, because if he were to injure his Achilles and then not being listed, they can't say, hey, this was an old injury, because they didn't identify the Achilles on the initial injury report. Now they did, because they had to formally submit an injury report for week 1. Now, do I think he plays in this game? Yes. Do I think he's going to be the same dominating back that we're used to seeing? Sometimes. Do I have concerns about possible re-injury, whether to the calf or to the Achilles? I do. And this is part of the reason why I was avoiding him this year. I have some concerns before we knew about the calf injury a month ago. It's rare for a back to lead the NFL in touches and then the next year continue to be the number one back again. It can happen. It's pretty rare. And I just have some concerns about his body, his breakdown. This is the third time he's injured a calf, possibly the same calf. And as we're seeing with Russell Wilson, these are notorious for injury. It happened to Joe Burrow last year. So this may affect his explosiveness. Maybe they decide to mix in a little bit more Jordan Mason or Guerendo, and they'll probably obviously throw to Ayuk, Kittle, and Debo now that the whole gang's back together. You're still going to start him. I have some reservations about some of the betting stuff, and I'll talk about that on the betting channel on theinjuryexperts.com. But in general, from a fantasy perspective, you have to start him in week 1. But I do have some long-term concerns to the point where it might be worth putting him on the trade block to see potentially what you could get for him if this is something that concerns you enough to potentially see if someone's willing to take him off your hands. If you like the content, do me a favor, smash the thumbs up and subscribe. I will do a Sunday morning podcast live stream to kind of give you an idea of who's going to be in, who's going to be out. That's going to be at 11:30 Eastern time on the Injury Experts YouTube channel. Thank you. Take care.